Hey everyone, I'm back with another video already, and today I'm going to be ranking all of the Resident Evil games that I have played and beaten. I'm making this video because my great friend Derek from the YouTube channel Your Boy DDC, he said that, actually I proposed this idea and he agreed with it, if I made a Resident Evil ranked video, that he would make videos on Resident Evil, because every time I've been hanging out with him, and here's my cat, she's down here. Every time I've been hanging out with him, he's been talking my ear off about Resident Evil, because he is absolutely obsessed with Resident Evil, and so I want him to make videos on Resident Evil already. And so this is, Derek, I'm sorry, this is just your wake-up call. Here you go, you're just gonna have to make videos now. So anyway, let's get into this ranking. We're gonna start off with an honorable mention. The honorable mention is Resident Evil Revelations, specifically on the 3DS. Got my 3DS right here, cool Galaxy Edition. So this is an honorable mention because I actually haven't beaten it. It's the only Resident Evil game that I've played that I haven't beaten, and I played it on the 3DS. And as you can probably guess, it's very frustrating to play on the 3DS because it plays like, you know, Resident Evil 4 through 6, but it is, you know, on the 3DS where you got like this, it's just a small screen, and then you got this to control your character, and then you got this little nub right here, and that's technically what you use to control the camera and your aim. And it's kind of frustrating to play. For a 3DS game like that, it's actually not bad. It's honestly, I think they did the best they could, and I believe there's a attachment to the 3DS where you can get like a second one of, like, no, not that one of these things on it, and it's kind of just like conjoined to like the side, like right here or something. I obviously don't have one of those. I play with the nub. That sounded horrible. I play with the nub. But yeah, you know, I never finished it. You know, it is what it is. Maybe if I play it on the PS4 at some point, I will finish Resident Evil Revelations. But that's my honorable mention. Enough of that. Let's get into the actual ranking. So what is my least favorite Resident Evil? It's actually the first one, the remake of the first one. And it's my least favorite for one very simple reason. Those freaking door animations. The 20-second door animations where every time you're entering or exiting a room, it just has to play an animation. Out here, I'll try and play it for y'all right now. An animation where it's a door slowly opening, you go through it, it's a POV shot, or a first-person shot, and then it closes behind you, and it plays every single time you enter or exit a room. And it is so annoying because you're gonna have to be going in and out of rooms to solve puzzles and get items and swap equipment, and it honestly, like, it doesn't ruin the game, but it brings it down a few notches. Like, maybe if they added an update to the game where they got rid of the door animations, it would go up for me in the ranking, because it has great art, it has a great art style to it, it has that, you know, that old classic early 2000s like GameCube PS2 aesthetic to it, and it's beautiful. There's some legitimately scary moments in the game. I remember one with a snake, and I remember one with some sharks and a water. Chris and Jill, the two main characters, you get to play through a story as Jill or as Chris. I did the story with Jill because I love Jill. You know, they're cool characters, but I don't think they really get fleshed out, like deeply fleshed out, until like later entries like Resident Evil 3 and Resident Evil 5. I haven't played Resident Evil 5. I'm just now realizing I need to tell y'all, I haven't played every single Resident Evil game, at least all of the mainline ones. So in this list, I'm not including Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6. I'm so sorry, I just haven't played them. Maybe whenever I do play them, I'll update this ranking, but for now, they're not in this list. So I guess I'll give y'all the pool of what games I am ranking. I'm ranking, oh man, I have it ranked right here on this sheet, and so I'm gonna have to randomize it for y'all to make it seem like I'm saying the ranking right now. So here is a random, this is completely random. This is in no order whatsoever. Resident Evil, or I'll do release order. Resident Evil 1, the remake. Resident Evil, oh, it's so hard not to say the ranking right now. I'm trying my best. Okay, Resident Evil 1, the remake. Resident Evil 4, the original. Resident Evil 7, yes. Resident Evil 2, the remake of 2. Resident Evil Village. Resident Evil, no, Resident Evil 3, the remake came out. And then Resident Evil Village. And then the remake of 4. Yeah, did I say all of them? Yeah, the remake of 1, original 4, remake of 2, RE7, RE8. Keep in mind, it's completely random. This isn't the ranking. Resident Evil 3, the remake. I may be repeating a few of these, my bad. And Resident Evil 4, the remake. This is the pool I'm going to be selecting from. These are all the Resident Evil games that I have played through and beaten. So what's next? The next game that is in the ranking after the remake of RE1 is Resident Evil 3, the remake. So I don't really think I have much to say on this one. It's fine for what it is. It uses the same aesthetic in general locations, even though it has some new ones from the Resident Evil 2 remake. It has some characters, some of them are cool, a few of them, you know, could use some more depth. Nemesis, he's cool, but I just think that Mr. X and Resident Evil 2 is cooler. And yeah, it's honestly, I think it's tied with the Resident Evil 1 remake, but I'm gonna have to give it to Resident Evil 3 just because it doesn't have the door animations. The remake of Resident Evil 3 doesn't have the door animations, and so I just rather play it just for that. But it's fine for what it is, and it is in the number 6 spot. So number 5 in the ranking, Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7, one of the scariest games I've ever played. I'm not going to say too much about it because my friend Derek, who is obsessed with Resident Evil right now, he hasn't played it yet, and I want him to go into it with knowing nothing. And so I'm just going to say it's one of the scariest games I've ever played. You could say that for a few of the Resident Evils, so I'm not really saying much. And the one thing that keeps it down on the list is that I really don't see myself ever coming back to replay it. It was a one and done type of game. It's great for what it is, but you play it once and then you move on from it. Yeah. Maybe I'm saying that because I'm actually too scared to play it. Who knows? So that's number 5. Number 4 is Resident Evil Village. Resident Evil 8, aka Resident Evil 8. It is great. It is a great game. It's one of the longer Resident Evils from what I remember, and it does have some legitimately very tense and scary moments. I played it not long after it came out in summer of 2021, and I remember still very much remember my playthrough of it, even though I only played it back then. I haven't played it, so that means I haven't played it in like 4 years, and it stuck with me. The reason why it's not like higher, is because the top 3 are just too good. They're too good. Some of the best video games ever made. You can probably guess what they are, but Resident Evil 8, it's great. Again, I don't want to say too much about it because my friend Derek hasn't played it, and I want him to go in with as little as possible. So Resident Evil 8, number 4. Number 3, the original Resident Evil 4. I believe this was the first Resident Evil I ever played. I remember being at my friend's house, and we were on his PS3, and he showed me Resident Evil 4 for the first time, and he showed me how to play it and like what the tips and tricks and stuff. And so I actually had a great introduction to this game because I didn't have to figure everything out on my own, and my friend showed me how to play it, and I was hooked, and I loved it. And then I believe, honestly, it might have been a few years. I don't know why it took me a few years. I think it was whenever it came out. Oh, I have the games right here. I'm not showing you guys the games. At least a few of them. Resident Evil 4. I didn't play through it all the way until I got it for the PS4 whenever it came out in 2016. What can I say about Resident Evil 4 that hasn't already been said to death? This is honestly one of, if not the greatest action game ever made. One of the greatest. It has the greatest blend of action and survival horror, maybe out of any video game ever. I just don't know what else to say about it. Like, if you haven't played Resident Evil 4 at this point, like, do yourself a favor and play it. It's available on most gaming systems. You can find it for very cheap. It goes on sale very often. Resident Evil 4. What can I say? It's the GOAT. It's the one. And it's funny to say that because it's only number 3, even though I'm calling it like one of the greatest games ever made. So what's my number 2? The Resident Evil 2 remake. Now, I remember whenever this game came out in early 2019, I hadn't played the original Resident Evil 2. I was going into it fresh to the Resident Evil 2 experience. And man, oh man, this game, I was obsessed with this game whenever it came out. I just remember I would get like I would go through it was my junior year of high school. I was going through some very difficult classes. Specifically, Algebra 2 was crazy difficult, but I was managing to wake up at 4 a.m. every morning to study for it and absolutely just blow my classes out of the water. And so whenever I would come home on the weekend, I would feel so relieved, and so I would just feel great. And I would go run by the dollar store. I'd get myself a whole pack of, I was really into RC Cola at the time, and they had the classic rebranding for RC Cola. And so I would get some RC Cola, and then I would put on my pajamas, and then I would pop in Resident Evil 2, and I would play this game nonstop. This game is so scary, so tense, and so good. And the puzzles are great. The way I feel playing this game just makes me feel great whenever I play it, because I feel like I'm legitimately conquering something whenever I get through this game. I played through it multiple times, of course, with Leon, the GOAT, and Jill, another GOAT. They have multiple stories. There's 4 different stories in total. 2 of them with Leon, 2 of them, why did I throw up a 3? 2 of them with Claire. It's Resident Evil 2. Again, just like Resident Evil 4, at this point, I don't really know if there's much to say about it other than it's great, and play it. Honestly, just play it. It's number 2 for me. And number 1, of course, Resident Evil 4, the remake. Oh man, I love this game. This is one of my favorite games of all time. It came out only a little over 2 years ago, and man, oh man, I have a story for you guys. So I hadn't gotten a PS5 yet, and I was taking Calculus 2 at the time, and we had a really difficult exam coming up, and I made a bet with myself. And I was just like, okay, this exam is out of 70 points. I was gambling. If I make exactly a 69 out of 70, not a 100, I was doing a big boy bet. If I make exactly a 69 out of 70 on my exam, then the moment I find out, I will go directly to the store, probably Walmart, and I will buy myself a PS5, because this game was about to come out and I was not going to settle for playing this game on the PS4. No, I wanted to play it on the PS5. And so it turned out I opened up my computer after school one day, and I had gotten a 69 out of 70. It was a surreal moment, and I was like, this is like divine intervention. It almost feels like. I think I have to get a PS5 now, because this is the bet I made with myself. So I went and got a PS5. I was still good financially after I bought it, thankfully. And then this in the same month that I bought the PS5, I think later in the month, this game came out. This game came out on the same day that John Wick 4 released in theaters. Well, I guess it was a Friday and it released Thursday nights, because that's how movies work, nowadays they start on Thursday nights. But regardless, Friday night, it was this game and John Wick 4, which if you don't know, John Wick 4 is my absolute favorite movie of all time. I watched that movie 6 times in the theater. It's a masterpiece. This game is also a masterpiece. One of my favorite video games of all time. Oh man, this game, it takes the original and it just, oh man, I can't even describe, like it is one of, it might be the greatest video game remake of all time, because it somehow manages to stay faithful to the original and do its own thing, weirdly. Like, it's a perfect blend of the original and then like the horror and aesthetic of the Resident Evil 2 remake, because it uses the same Leon and the same voice actor for Leon as the Resident Evil 2 remake for this game. And I just don't know what else I can say about it. Like, I was obsessed with this game. The enemies kicked my butt so badly that I went back and started a second playthrough so that I could kick their butt to get revenge against them, because the enemies, they don't hold back in this game, but once you like find your way in this game, this is one of the most satisfying, rewarding, and fun video game experiences of all time. There are some boss fights and moments in this game that I will never, ever, ever forget for the rest of my life. And it's just a masterpiece, and it's amazing. And my number one, the best Resident Evil game, in my opinion, my absolute favorite, is the Resident Evil 4 remake. So let's go through my ranking really quickly. Honorable mention, Resident Evil Revelation. Number 7, Resident Evil 1, the remake. Number 6 was Resident Evil 3, the remake. Number 5 was, I don't have it, Resident Evil 7. Number 4 was Resident Evil 8, Village. Number 3 was the original Resident Evil 4. Number 2 is the remake of Resident Evil 2. And number 1, of course, is Resident Evil 4, the remake. Comment down below your ranking. I want to know how you guys would rank the Resident Evil games. Feel free to include the ones that I did not include, the ones that you guys have played. And yeah, just let's keep it civil down there. Let's not fight about, let's not get into riot about what's the best Resident Evil game, because let's be honest, most of them are great. Like, they're a great series, great franchise. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Thank you for watching my video. Here's my cat. She's just been on the, if you guys have been wondering what I've been doing with my hands down here below the screen, my cat's been just hanging out with me, so I've just been kind of playing and petting her. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and yeah, and a good summer.